Hi guys, we are in the video blog on the topic why should we configure limits.conf for Oracle database. So basically we are going to discuss the same for the next 5 to 10 minutes. But before that, let me introduce, I'm Kumar. I'm a blogger in oracle.com. So I'll be blogging mostly on Oracle databases as I'm a DBA, Oracle DBA architect. So this blog will basically concentrate on explaining you guys why should we exactly configure, the reason behind configuring this limits.conf file for Oracle database software, right? So in case if you have known this already, yeah, definitely this blog you can skip it. But in case if you have never thought about it, I think this blog will give you a clear picture of why should you configure this when you are installing an Oracle database very new on a UNIX platform. All right. So I only comment on UNIX platforms because I have never worked on Oracle databases for Windows. But having said that, you must have been, if you're an Oracle DBA already, you must have installed Oracle databases on Unix platforms already. So that means you know that there are prerequisites that Oracle documentation will give you. So one of such prerequisites that it will ask you to have configured on Unix platforms is to set limits.conf file that you are seeing on the screen here. So this limits.conf file, it is dependent on OS architecture and also what platform or what flavor of Unix you are using. For example, Oracle Enterprise Linux or 64-bit or 32-bit or Sun Solaris, and that is anyway it's Oracle now. So Solaris 64-bit, 32-bit. So according to your operating system and your hardware architecture, so you have some specific set of configuration that Oracle has advised you to configure, right? So you must have done that blindly so far. If you have not understood why you are doing it, this blog will basically help you why is that exactly you're doing this. Okay, so what we will do is first of all we will see the syntax of this limits.conf, and we will understand that syntax column wise as well as row wise, and then we will exactly see whether whatever we have understood is correct or not with a real-time example as well. So we are not only going to understand what is limits.conf file, we are also going to see whether changes of whether changes made to this limits.conf file will affect the Oracle database or not is what we will see. So the conclusion that we will come down by the end of this video blog is whether limits.conf is required for the Oracle database to run, or if it is required, why is it so, and what is the best configuration is what we are going to see that slowly. So let me start with helping you understand the syntax of the limits.conf first, and then we will go with the case study or use case you can call. So I'm opening my environment here as you can see on the screen. So this is one of the environments where I'm running my Oracle 12c database. So before I go forward with Oracle database details, I would just wanted to cat the current configuration that I have set, that is limits.conf file on this server. So what I would do is cat etc/security/limits.conf. So if you can see this, this is what we have configured. So this is what the Oracle documentation suggested to install 12c database on my Oracle Enterprise Linux 64-bit operating system. So let us read this, understand this syntax column wise first. So you have 4 columns, column number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what does first column tell? First column tells you to which user on this server these limitations are applicable. But before that, this limits.conf file will basically set the resource limitations on the server. When I say resource limitations, it is purely related to CPU, memory, processes, files, etc. So you can configure the limitations to use resources on the server using this limits.conf file. So that means this first particular column will tell you to which user on the operating system this particular configuration is applicable. Now Oracle has advised to use the name as Oracle as the user on the Linux platform. That is the reason here we have written as Oracle. In case if you are installing Oracle database with not Oracle user, if you are installing your Oracle database with the username called Oracle, for example, here you should have Oracle, not Oracle. That means you should not blindly copy what Oracle documentation has given you. If you understand why is it needed, then you can do the changes accordingly. Okay. In case if you're using Oracle user on the Unix platform, then there is no change required. Okay. So hope the first column is clear now. So what does second column tell you? There are two things that second column will accept. One is soft, another one is hard. Soft is something that is, configured for the Oracle user to use in the maximum. So that means this soft, whatever value you give for the soft, your Oracle user can use all these resources, whatever you specify here. Hard is something that he can automatically resize his limitations. That's what it is hard means. So we will come back to the difference between soft and hard when I try to, after completing the column level explanation, when I start explaining the row level explanation, we will read each and every row, then you will understand what does it mean. So the third column is what resource you are configuring for. So as I told you, resource is something related to CPU, memory, files, you can have, thread size, you can have a lot of things. And what are the all possible combinations that your third column will accept is already there in this file. As you can see, core is to limit number of cores or limit the core file size. Data is to maximum data size that each process handles. F size is the maximum file size. So these are the list of parameters that the third column will accept. So the third column will give you what is the resource on which I wanted to apply my limitation. And the fourth and final column is the maximum number that you wanted to allocate to this resource for this user. Okay. So I think you have understood these columns now. Let us apply them to read each and every line now. Okay. So the first line, Oracle user on this Linux operating system can use maximum of 2047 processes. nproc represents number of processes that Oracle user can run on the operating system. So in the maximum, Oracle user can run 2047 processes on the operating system at any given point of time. This is the limitation. Now when you read the second line, Oracle user on this operating system can resize his number of processes to the maximum of 16,384. These are number of processes that Oracle user himself can resize. Okay. So that is why it is called as hard limit. That means in case Oracle user wants to resize to 20,000, he cannot do it. He needs root privileges to do it. But if 2047 processes is exceeding, Oracle user can himself alter the resource limitations to anything greater than 2047 but less than 16,385. That is what hard limit tells. But in case if Oracle user wants to configure the number of processes to more than 16,385, he will need root privileges to change this particular value in the limits.conf file. Now the third line, similarly, Oracle user on this operating system can have number of file handlers in the maximum of 1024. More than 1024 file handlers he cannot have. In case if he wants to extend, without any root privileges, he can extend his limitations to 65,536. Alright, number of file handlers. So that is what this resource tells. And the fifth and sixth line will tell you stack. That means the memory size in KB per thread. So this is in KB. That means per thread, the maximum of 10 MB is what the Oracle user can have. Each and every thread can have maximum of 10 MB size, not more than that. In case if he wants to use more than that, he can extend on his own. That means you have to use ulimit command anyway to change these things. Ulimit is the command. That means you can alter your settings to 32,768 KB. So this one is in number, these two are in KBs. So if you are, if you wanted to know, whether it is a number or KB, already it is given on the top. If you see here, and no file will give you maximum number of open files, and stack will yield you maximum stack size in KB. That is what you need to define there. And proc will tell you the maximum number of processes. So this is how you can basically understand this particular syntax. So now I think you have understood what is this exactly. Now, what is the syntax of this limits.conf file exactly? Now let us see whether this will have an adverse effect, changing these things on, or not giving appropriate values to this limits.conf file. Will it affect Oracle database or not, is what we have to see now. Okay, so to do that, let me connect to one of the Oracle 12c databases. So it is not up at the moment, so I'll just start it up for the exercise. I'm showing you an exercise now. Please remember, in case if you wanted all these things in the blog is already there. You can refer that for the text as well. So everything there is, whatever you see in the blog is available in this video, is available in the blog as well on my website, oracle.com. Okay. So now what is that I'm trying to check is, once I bring up my database, okay, I will check how many number of processes are running with the user Oracle. Okay. So I would just say ps-ef grep Oracle. I will see the number of processes running as Oracle user, right? Probably even more. Not just Oracle. I think if something is owned by root, but also given as Oracle, will also be there. No problem. But there are only two processes which are not running as Oracle user, but running as root user. But that doesn't matter to me. What I would do is, I would just say word count-l. There are 49 processes, out of which 2 are not actually, actually related to your Oracle database running. But for the Oracle database running, you can expect at least 40 processes running, right? Or if you wanted to check, you can also check it like this. Ora DB1, how many are there? So 39. Okay. So 39 processes are there for Ora DB1. Okay. As you can see here, yeah, everything is there as Ora DB1. But again, this bat file is not having any Ora DB1 at all. And this sh file inventory is not having Ora DB1. But approximately consider there are 49 processes required. So now what I will do is sudo su, I will log into my root user, because I wanted to change my security limits to just verify whether it will have any effect on my Oracle database. So what I will do is, before this, I will connect to my Oracle database and I will bring it down. Okay, SQL plus /SSDBA, and I'll shut it down first. I'll bring it up again later, so don't worry about it. Now bring it down, and then now I will switch to root user. So now I would say su. Now I will change my security limits, etc security, and then limits.conf. I'm sorry, it is limits.conf. And what I would do is, I would basically change this, only this one, just for our exercise, right? I'll copy a new line and I will hash this out, and this one I'll make it just 30. Okay, because 30 is not sufficient for the Oracle database to run, right? What happens if I limit number of processes to only 30, where your Oracle database needed at least 39 or 49 background processes to run, but I'm only forcing Oracle user on this database to have only 30 processes at the maximum. If I limit this, what happens? Let us see. Okay, so now what I have to do is, I have to log into a different console. to have this effect, or I can do a shutdown -r as well. But it is not required. Shutdown restart is not required. But if you open a new terminal also, the security limitations will be applied. Okay, remember that. But I'm just doing it as a shutdown restart, just in case it should not, it should show the appropriate results now. So that's the reason. So let us wait until this comes up. Now I would open a new terminal. Probably it must have come up. Okay, so now I will log in as Oracle. Okay, I'll show you something interesting now. So at the moment, how many processes are running? There is nothing. So if I say double word count -l, earlier it was 49, or yeah, it is only 6 now. So what is that I'll set? Oracle DB 1 and then SQL plus /SSDBA, and then I would just start it up. Now this is where the trick is. When this starts up, the Oracle database software starts up multiple processes on the server, right? But what is that I did? I have limited number of processes on this server to only 30. Will it basically bring up the Oracle database instance? Let us check. Okay, so, and one more thing that you need to remember is every client session that is established to the Oracle database will also run as Oracle user on the server, right? So it is also directly dependent on the number of processes. Now you see a successful message that database is opened. If you think that everything is fine at the moment, probably you are wrong. Because if you check Oracle, see, your bash has been broken. It is clearly saying that it cannot establish anything for the Oracle user. Now if I try to duplicate it, and if I again try to log in as Oracle user, you can clearly see a message that your server is blocking. See, server refused a start a shell command. Why? Because I have hard coded, I have told that number of processes possible on the server is only 30. It is already crossing the limits. So the only way you run any command, it doesn't work on the same session. So the only thing that I can do is log in as different user now. So what I'll do is I'll log in as root user. Okay, and I'll show you what is happening here. So PSF and EF, and the resource limitations are not for root user, right? Limitations were only for Oracle user. So that is the reason all the commands will work here. Okay, so grep, word count -l. If you see, only 39. That means all the required Oracle processes have not come up. There were few of the Oracle processes which could not come up because of the limitations. Okay, as you can see clearly on the top, these were the jar files which have started when Oracle has started. But did that jar file come up here? No. Because of the resource limitations, these jar files have come down. So now this is the real problem. Though you feel that your Oracle database is running fine because you see the status as open, it is not exactly working as you expect. So what is the only thing that you can do is try to bring down the Oracle database if you can do it from this console. Okay, so because it is denied, because I'm using my OS authentication, right? Your root is not the user that can log in through the remote. So what is that I can do? One thing that I can do is vi/etc security limits.conf and bring back my resource limitations. And when I bring back my resource limitations, I delete this and I re-enable this back. Now, because I have done this, I have to establish a new session. Now, if you establish a new session with Oracle user, it will log in because my resource limitations have been modified, right? Now you see, you have logged in now successfully. So now you can log into your Oracle DB1 database and then do an SQL plus /SSDBA, and then you can do a shutdown immediate, and then you should start it up. Now everything will work fine. Now I think this exercise is a real time. I tried to post it real time, not just by the concepts of limits.conf, but also showing you if you don't configure your limits.conf file properly, you are going to see an adverse effect in the performance. Probably your sessions will be bouncing back from the server, from the application, if the resource limits reaches the maximum. Then you will not be understanding basically where the problem is. You might be checking your Oracle database performance, you might be doing this, that, but if you do not remember this point, that resource limitations on the server is also a factor of the Oracle database performance, you will always keep roaming around the searching for the root cause without knowing this. So I hope this blog will help you to keep this in mind. And if you configure your limits.conf for the Oracle user, it has to be monitored. You please check. If it is not performing good, you have to take the responsibility of modifying them accordingly for your database environment. Hope you have liked this blog, and please do subscribe to our channel and share it as much as possible so that the other DBAs will also be beneficial with this video blog. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.